thank you for tuning in to Tuesday's edition of Quick Morning. I'm Samiksha Srivastava. One of the big news breaks from last night is Mamata Banerjee having agreed to some of the demands of the protesting doctors, which includes removal of the Kolkata top cop. We'll get you the details on that, beginning first with all the highlights from across the country. So after a 6-hour-long meeting with the protesting doctors, Mamata Banerjee has sacked Kolkata Police Commissioner Vineet Goyal. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee added that the Bengal government has accepted 3 demands made by the protesting doctors. In fact, the doctors said that the protest would continue until the promises made by the Chief Minister materialize. They stated that not all their demands have been met, citing their call for removal of the Health Secretary as well. After meet with the doctors, Mamata Banerjee, in view of demand of junior doctors, has said that Kolkata Police top cop has offered to resign and that he would be tendering his resignation at 4 p.m. Vineet Goyal will hand over the responsibility to the new CP.
I am not saying anything which is when the matter is sub judice. My humble request to all the junior doctors, whatever they demanded, out of this 4th demand, what is with us? We accepted 3 demands and we requested them to join the war so that commoners should not suffer.
Meanwhile, top court is all set to hear the matter on Arvind case today. A 3-judge bench headed by CJI will consider the fresh status report of the Central Bureau of Investigation. Note, it was on Saturday. The Central Bureau of Investigation had arrested the former principal of Arvind College, Sandeep Ghosh, and former police officer in charge of Tala Police Station, Abhijit Mondal, in connection with the rape and murder case. Abhijit Mondal was in charge of the Tala Police Station when the body of the junior doctor was recovered from the seminar hall in the hospital premises on the morning of 9th of August. Sandeep Ghosh had earlier been arrested by the CBI in case of financial irregularities at the institution. The Aam Aadmi Party's national convener and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal is expected to resign from the Chief Minister's post after he announced to tender resignation on Sunday. The Aam Aadmi Party chief will also chair the party's legislative meeting with MLAs and senior party leaders to decide the new Chief Minister for the national capital. AAP leaders Manish Sisodia and Raghav Chadha held a meet with Arvind Kejriwal at his residence where they discussed the probables for the Chief Minister post a day after Kejriwal's Sunday bombshell that he would tender his resignation. Meanwhile, the opposition has termed Kejriwal's move a publicity stunt to correct his image, tainted as a result of the Delhi excise policy scam. On the 74th birthday of Prime Minister Modi, he will be visiting Odisha and launch the Subhadra Yojana, the state government scheme to transfer 10,000 rupees per year to eligible women beneficiaries aged between 21 to 60 years. According to the PMO office, Prime Minister will lay the foundation stone of various projects and schemes in the state capital Bhubaneswar as well. The Subhadra Yojana scheme will be launched at the Janta Maidan between 12 noon to 1 p.m. today. Meanwhile, an explosion took place in a firecracker factory located in Firozabad's Naushera area. The house collapsed as a result of the explosion and several are feared trapped in the rubble till now. The police and the fire tender officials have reached the spot and are clearing the operations, which are still underway. The administration says that the medical teams along with the police are on high alert. The cause of the explosion is yet to be known.
रेस्क्यू टीम लगी हुई है और जिला अस्पताल और सभी जिला अस्पताल दोनों हाई अलर्ट पे हैं। वहाँ भी डॉक्टर्स की टीम, यहाँ डॉक्टर की टीम, एम्बुलेंस, फायर टीम, डिजास्टर वाली टीम, सारे लोग मौके पे उपलब्ध हैं।
And let's now shift focus to the top business stories that we are tracking this Tuesday morning. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal launched the Bharat Startup Knowledge Access Registry on Monday. Bhaskar Note is a digital platform that's designed to centralize and streamline interactions within India's startup ecosystem. Bhaskar will serve as a comprehensive hub that would connect startups, investors, and even service providers and government agencies. It will offer features like networking, resource access, and personalized support through unique Bhaskar IDs, the platform aims to create the world's largest digital startup registry, enhance the visibility and facilitate efficient connections to foster sector growth. With over 150,000 recognized startups, India is emerging as a global startup hub, and Bhaskar is expected to accelerate this growth by improving engagement and support. This initiative will target expanding the startup base to 5 million and ensure every district has at least one startup by 16th of January of the coming year. Meanwhile, Amazon and Flipkart will launch their major shopping events on 27th of September, with Flipkart's Big Billion Days running until 6th of October. While Amazon is yet to specify an end date, both platforms will allow premium members Amazon on Prime and Flipkart Plus VIP to access deals 24 hours earlier starting September 26th. In fact, to manage high traffic and prevent website crashes, both companies, Flipkart and Amazon, have enhanced their systems using generative AI, Amazon for order management and detection and Flipkart across various e-commerce functions. Additionally, both the e-commerce sites have introduced AI chatbots. Flipkart's upgraded Fippy 2.0 and Amazon's Rufus to assist customers in finding products. Specific deals will be announced soon. In fact, promotions are expected across multiple categories that would include smartphones as well. The European Central Bank, the ECB, has been facing internal debate over its interest rate policy amid economic uncertainty. ECB Chief Economist Philip Lane advocated for a gradual approach to rate cuts and emphasized on flexibility based on economic data. In contrast to this, Slovakia's central bank chief has argued against a rate cut in October, that is, suggesting that the European Central Bank should wait until December for clearer indication of inflation trends. In fact, despite rate cuts, recent rate cuts, concerns remain about persistent wage growth and inflation volatility as well. While inflation may slow down temporarily, it is expected to fluctuate, complicating the ECB's communication and even policy decisions for that matter. As Target gears up for all-important shopping period during the holiday season, it has decided to hire about 1 lakh seasonal workers. These seasonal hires are for its stores and supply chain facilities in US holiday shopping season accounts for more than half of the US retailers' annual revenue. Target even said that in order to lure its buyers, it will also introduce more affordable holiday items and bring back its partnership with UK retailer Marks & Spencer. According to data from Deloitte, holiday retail sales are expected to grow at a slowest pace in 6 years. A persistent inflationary pressure has also exhausted consumer savings and turned shoppers more frugal. Customers are now eyeing discounts in categories ranging from groceries to home goods during this holiday period, and retailers are now launching these discounts and are even beefing up promotions. In fact, it is also announced that Target Circle this week will start from 6th of October. In fact, last month, Target had raised its full-year profit forecast after reporting upbeat quarterly comparable sales, betting on its price cuts that helped in lifting demand at its stores. Mumbai-based Fabtech Technologies Limited has filed its draft red herring prospectus with the Securities and Exchange Board of India for an initial public offering. Fabtech Technologies is an engineering solutions provider for the pharmaceuticals, biotech and healthcare industries. The IPO, with a face value of 10 per equity share, will be a fresh issue of up to 1.2 crore equity shares. In fact, this offer even includes reservation for eligible employees with a discount that's going to be provided for those participating in the employee reservation portion. The company may even consider an additional equity share issuance, potentially rising up to 10 crore rupees through private placement or other names. If this placement occurs, the size of fresh issue will be reduced accordingly. The IPO will follow a book building process with not more than 50% of the net issue allocated to qualified institutional buyers, at least 15% reserved for non-institutional bidders, and a minimum of 35% for retail bidders as well. Italy has backed tariffs proposed by the European Commission on Chinese exports of electric vehicles. Italian Foreign Minister said that this will protect the competitiveness of local companies. Chinese Minister of Commerce Wang Wentao is in Europe to discuss European Union's anti-subsidy case against China-made EVs as vote on more tariffs looms. They even held talks with Tajani in Rome yesterday, where the two men discussed the protection of intellectual property, trade in the agri-food sector, and investment. Let's now move on to the international stories that we are tracking a lot, that we are tracking on that assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump, the second to have happened in 60 days. Let's get started. A man suspected in an apparent assassination attempt targeting former President Donald Trump was arrested on Monday with federal gun crimes, made his first court appearance. In fact, the suspect was charged of possessing a firearm despite being convicted of a felon and possessing a firearm with an obliterated serial number. Additional and serious charges are possible as the investigation continues, and prosecutors seek an indictment from grand jury as well. This comes after the US Secret Service agent stationed a few holes from where Trump was playing golf noticed the muzzle of an AK-style rifle sticking through the shrubbery that lines the course. Massive floods pounded Central Europe yesterday, and firefighters who are deployed for rescue operations said that the situation is tense as a dam in a town in Lower Austria is on the verge of breaching, and firefighters have been working to ensure that the dam does not breach. Large sandbags were brought in by the choppers as well. The town Hadrov is located downstream of this reservoir, which was close to spilling over Sunday night. On Sunday night, authorities are now forced to release more water into the Camp River as villages in this valley are in danger of being flooded. Villages could be flooded as the floods hit Austria, the Czech Republic, Poland and Romania. It might next impact Slovakia and Hungary as well as a result of low-lying pressure systems from northern Italy. Poland Prime Minister Donald Tusk declared a state of natural disaster after heavy flooding killed at least 5 people. Following an emergency government meeting, Donald Tusk even announced the state of natural disaster in flooded areas to facilitate evacuation and rescue operations as well as providing financial support to the affected citizens. The flood led to subsidize the water levels, leaving streets inundated, covered in debris and mud, damaged bridges and even burst of dams and embankments. Schools and offices have been shut in the affected areas. Basic needs such as water and food are being delivered by trucks. Many of the Polish cities, including Warsaw, have called for food donations for flood-affected survivors. Experts have even warned people of flood threat in the region where around 1 lakh people reside, where the river has reached maximum levels and has even started bursting its bank at some points. A pipeline exploded in suburban Houston that sparked grass fires and even burned power holes. Firefighters arrived at the site of the accident where the explosion occurred. Rescue operation is still set to be underway to evacuate citizens in this particular neighborhood. Officials have ordered residents to evacuate where the explosions occurred in this particular region. The authorities are now investigating the cause of the fire and requesting the residents to follow law enforcement direction. Israeli Defense Minister held a meet with senior advisor to the US President in Tel Aviv. According to a statement on the meeting, the Israeli minister said that there is a very short time for a political statement that Israel is taking strict action against Hezbollah, further saying that there is only a way to ensure the safety of Israel's northern communities, that will be by military action. Hezbollah has even begun firing rockets and drones into the northern Israeli region after the outbreak of the war in Gaza last year. UK Prime Minister Starmer had held talks with Italian Prime Minister Meloni in Rome on Monday to discuss on migration policy. This comes as part of his push to reset UK's relations with Europe after winning the elections in the month of July. At a joint press conference, the UK Prime Minister said that talks with the Italian Prime Minister helped in developing UK's approach to tackling illegal immigration, which has increasingly become a focus of anger for some Britons who said that the rising numbers are further stretching public services.
Also discussed the challenge of irregular migration. This is a problem across Europe for both of our countries in particular, but across Europe. As Director of Public Prosecutions in Britain some years ago, I saw the important work that can be done across borders on issues like counter-terrorism. And I've never accepted, as we discussed, that we can't do the same with smuggling gangs. And now, of course, Italy has shown that we can. You've made remarkable progress working with countries along migration routes as equals.
Well, Welcome back. You're watching Quick Morning. I'm Samiksha Srivastava. Let's now take a look at the sports stories that you're tracking this Tuesday morning. Bayern Munich goalkeeper Manuel Neuer praised his new coach ahead of his side's UEFA Champions League game against Croatia. In fact, Ben Note is on a 4-game winning run since Company took over the season, 3 in Bundesliga and 1 in the German Cup. Today's game will be Company's first game as a coach in the Champions League. Esteghlal hosted Al Gharafa of Qatar for the AFC Champions League opener on Monday. In fact, the Iranian team took the lead after 4 minutes thanks to an unfortunate own goal from Adila Youssef, which has separated the two sides going into the break. Esteghlal doubled the lead in the 79th minute when an inspired Nazian defeated Al Gharafa's goalkeeper to make it 2-0. Liverpool goalkeeper Alisson Becker has called on football authorities to speak to players about their welfare as the Reds prepared to start an expanded Champions League campaign. UEFA's elite club level competition now involves 36 teams, which means an extra 2 matches in group stage, which now does not finish until the end of January as opposed to mid-December.
I think for the supporters it's amazing. More games, more bigger games, big teams playing against each other. For us players as well is a good thing that you are going to play against the best in Europe, and it's always a good idea to add some games to the calendar that is not busy. I'm being ironic a little bit, but again, we are here to do our job.
Liverpool head coach Arne Slot was less outspoken at the UEFA Champions League new format than his goalkeeper Alisson Becker, preferring to reserve judgment until he had seen it in action. Slot has now faced more questions about rotation after his lackluster side slipped to a shocking defeat against Nottingham Forest on Saturday.
If rotation would be the reason why you don't win a game, then probably it wouldn't be the first game I lost in 2024 last Saturday, because I found indeed we didn't rotate a lot. So for me, but everybody can have his own opinion, it's too simple to put this loss on rotation. It's because I think too many players didn't reach their normal level, and that was not only the ones that started but also the ones that came in. So for me, it had a lot to do with the playing style of the opponent, who made it really difficult for us.
Al Ahly has begun their AFC Champions League with a 1-0 victory over the Iranian side at home on Monday. In fact, this match in which Ivory Coast international Firecracker scored the only goal of the game on the 2nd minute, refiling home from Riyadh the assist. Mazrez had a chance to score in the second half when Al Ahly was awarded a penalty, but his shot was saved by the goalkeeper in this particular match. And let's now take a look at all that we're tracking from the world of glitz and glamour this Tuesday morning. The Karnataka State Women's Commission on Monday had asked the Kannada Film Chamber of Commerce to come up with an action plan for putting together a committee against sexual harassment. Director of KFCC and filmmaker Kavita Lankesh, who attended a meeting in this connection, confirmed the Commission's direction to the chamber in a meeting that was convened by the KFCC with women artists as directed by the State Women's Commission a few days ago. The former was given 15 days to come up with an action plan for putting together a committee or give reasons why it is not possible to do the same. Over 40 filmmakers of the Bengali film industry have issued a statement voicing their anguish over alleged attempts to malign fraternity after charges of sexual misconduct were brought against a well-known director. In fact, referring to the recent decision of the Directors Association of Eastern India to suspend the accused director, the filmmaker's body has said that one such incident should not be used as a tool to tarnish the image of the entire fraternity by making vile claims about casting couch. And in other stories that we're tracking, weeks after the redacted version of the Hema panel report was released publicly, Women in Cinema Collective, which is an outfit of women professionals that have been working in the Malayalam film industry, have now written an open letter to the Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan. The WCC took to social media account as well, seeking CM's intervention to protect the privacy of women who have deposed in front of Justice K. Hema Committee. The outfit also alleged that a private Malayalam TV channel is telecasting reports based on purported statements given by the women film professionals before the government appointed the panel. In fact, in a letter posted on social media, the WCC said that they are now witnessing a situation in which those statements were being dragged to an irresponsible media trial by the television channel. Tito Jackson, one of the brothers who made up the beloved pop group the Jackson 5, has died at the age of 70. Tito was the third of 9 Jackson children, which included global superstars Michael Jackson and sister Janet, as part of music-making family whose songs are still beloved today. A prominent Belarus filmmaker and a critic of authoritarian government in Minsk on Monday went to Serbia's presidency to hand an appeal that was signed by hundreds of fellow artists urging his release. Andrei Henot was arrested in Serbia last October on an international warrant that was issued by Belarus. He was first held in a prison before being transferred to house arrest pending the conclusion of a months-long legal procedure to decide on his extradition to his home country.
I think for now I have very important voices which heard all around the world. More than 783 voices of very important people who is hearing all around the world, and everybody listens their voices. My voices for now is silent. Nobody listen me, and I would like maybe Serbian authorities can hear these voices.
And on that note, to wrap on this edition of Quick This Morning, do not go anywhere. Top stories to continue after this very short break.